It'll be a packed house inside Hilton Coliseum. They've been waiting outside since 5 o'clock yesterday. It'll be a full house for a big battle in the Big 12. Welcome to ESPN on ABC College Basketball, presented by Principal. Hilton Coliseum, they're looking for some Hilton Magic here today as the Iowa State Cyclones, number 5 in the country, take on number 9 Kansas. Hello, America. Welcome courtside. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, lots to get to.
Joshua Jefferson came out of nowhere last year. This year, he's obviously a leading candidate to be an All-American. 2 triple-doubles this season. Probably the Cyclones' best passer.
All right, let's check out the starting lineups. Up top, the significant guy, Darren Peterson. He's back in the lineup. He will play today alongside Melvin Council Jr., Trey White, Bryson Tiller, and the aforementioned Flory Bidunga. Meanwhile, Tamin Lipsey, every game he's played at Iowa State, he has started. Torrey, Jefferson, Momcilovic, and Blake Buchanan rounding out the lineup for the Cyclones. So we were treated to one of the best atmospheres I think we have seen, you and I together in college basketball on Monday. It'll be another great one here today. Iowa State wins the tip for the big fella, Joshua Jefferson, with the ball in his hands as he gives off to Momcilovic.
Clones have won the last 3 in here, but this is a different Kansas team.
Wow, good job by Tiller. Gets it to Council. Wow. And then Trey White, and they'll circle it back out. This is Darren Peterson.
And they love to go inside early. That has always been the strategy.
Bill Self in his 23rd season as Kansas headman. He told us about Darren Peterson just coming off the illness. He's going to play. He'll play good minutes, but he probably will sub out for him early. He'll probably be his first sub.
Yeah. Under the weather on Monday, did practice yesterday.
Council gives off. Bidunga, shot clock is under 10. Flory looking for some help. White, got to put it up. Inside, Bidunga, got it off in time, and it rolls off.
Key for Iowa State today is spread the floor, use all 50 feet, and get downhill. Didn't do that in Lawrence.
Jefferson swings it. Flory backs it up. Iowa State is the top 3-point shooter in the country in Milan Momcilovic. Shot clock winding down. Jefferson. And Tiller the rebound. He's a guy, Bryson Tiller, that has improved as the season has gone on.
Yes, he has. He's got all the minutes to gain some experience. He's going to be terrific. Look at this, easy.
Lob in the throwdown. Council, Bidunga, 2-0. Kansas on top.
I don't know if you noticed, John, but those 2 guys do that often.
I sit next to you, buddy. I noticed.
It's a great combo.
Me and you?
That too.
Torrey swings it. Jefferson. Lipsey will try. And White pulls down the rebound.
For all the things that Tamin Lipsey does, I don't think Bill Self minds that early 3. Not his strength.
Council gets it back from Tiller with Lipsey draped all over him. Peterson down. Pull-up jumper. Got it.
Looks like he's back to normal. And remember, Torrey's picked a quick one, so he does not want to get in foul trouble. And you just give Darren Peterson that much space, and it's a high percentage shot.
Torrey here. Bidunga out on him. And Jefferson. Torrey off the mark, and Council. The Jayhawks with the ball up by 4. Council, look how quick he is. Got past Lipsey that time. Good hands by Jefferson. Berger talked about his team and the ability to take defense and turn it into offense. That is crucial. He's in his 5th season. He's done a magnificent job.
Yes, he has. Remember, this team started out 16-0, highly ranked. Couple of knocks in the Big 12 to be expected, but this is still a very good team. Good start by the Jayhawks. Cyclones haven't been able to go inside yet.
Contested three for Peterson. And now Momcilovic. And Iowa State is on the board.
Momcilovic is the leading three-point shooter in the country at 52%, but that opens up some things if he can get to the hole.
Council. Trap. Knocked out of bounds. Lipsey almost able to save it.
A number of Cyclones, John, have had great success in Germany. Chris Weiler-Babb, Matt Thomas, Nick Babb. Plato knew all those guys.
Out of bounds, and it's Cyclones basketball. Oh, did he get a timeout? Break in the action.
It's a player of the year in the country.
Bill Self said early on he worried about his scoring. Since he has stopped doing that, the scoring has improved. Peterson. Bedunga fires.
Corey has not hit a three this year, not his strength, but he had to put that one up. I think if you're Iowa State, you have to attack inside unless he's open.
Bedunga pulls down the rebound.
In that first game, John, Bedunga dominated defensively in the paint.
Good look, and the throw down as Tiller comes away with the dunk.
Now, Melvin Council already has got a couple of quick assists to the big guys. And where would they be without him?
I don't know that there are too many guys that are faster with the basketball in college hoops than Melvin Council Jr. Heisey here. Jefferson puts it on the floor. Steps back, his jumper. Oh, played a great rebound. And then Heisey played it, tips it away. Look at the work by the freshman, but Tiller took it from him.
Good also by Bryson Tiller. Plato was not ready for that.
Tiller thought about the three, now loses it. Plato takes it away. Jefferson inside, and they go possession arrow, and it belongs to Kansas, and the fans deceive of Iowa State fans unhappy.
John, the problem with Jefferson sometimes, that's all ball to me. He dribbles too high. On Wednesday night against TCU, I counted 8 fumbles off his dribbles. He's got to be crisper, and he's got to go to the basket harder, because you're not babying the ball against this front line of Kansas. Got no chance.
And again, even though he's a power forward, he handles the ball a lot, so it's not insignificant what you're talking about. Jamarion Bateman is checked in. Bedunga. Flory. Missed everything. Iowa State 1 for 7 from the floor, 0 for 5 from 3. Lob off the glass. Plata collects and couldn't put it home. And then they get a foul on Plata.
Good defense so far. Iowa State does not look good offensively. The ball movement's not crisp. And Plata, if he gets a chance to score inside, he's got to be able to do that.
Plata sits, Buchanan checks back in.
The chemistry of this Kansas team, John, over the last month or 6 weeks has been outstanding.
Bedunga, left hand, a little bit strong. Momcilovic pulls it down.
That's not something you would have seen Flory do a year ago, but he's getting better at that.
Torrey, little strong that time. Out of bounds, and it's Iowa State basketball. Some more Hilton Magic. short shot is missed and pulled down by Kansas, and McDowell can't hang on to it.
It's a rare mistake by Melvin. You'll love his speed. He just got caught. He thought there was a teammate behind him and threw it over in our direction. This Kansas team is an excellent defensive team.
Lipsey at the basket and in.
In order to beat Kansas, you have to take it to those inside players and get Flory and Tiller in foul trouble. Good job that time by the senior.
Peterson to McDowell.
Mismatch.
And a foul on Iowa State.
Let's watch Tamin Lipsey now. Will you get your shot blocked at times? Yes. But you must go at the defense in the paint. Good floater right there.
This has been a physical affair so far, and Iowa State fans not happy.
Well, I didn't think there was much there in that last one, you know.
Yep.
Not the way this game's going to be played for 40 minutes.
Inbound to Bryson Tiller. And now Lipsey steps in, takes it away. Lipsey waits, flips it up. And Buchanan a throwdown.
Lipsey guarding Peterson.
Active hands for Iowa State.
Watch these hands, John. Quick hands. Talking about an excellent defender. Previously all Big 12. Defensive player of the year as a sophomore.
Kid from Ames, committed to Iowa State. He was offered before high school. And now ball on the floor, and Iowa State takes it away. Bateman not able to hit, and the Tamin Lipsey has always done a good job distributing, taking care of the basketball, and then those Lipsey plays, they call them, the offensive rebounds on
the hustle plays,
yeah.
Right? The winning plays. And this young man went to high school, as everybody knows, 2 miles from here, Ames High. Same school that produced Doug McDermott, Fred Hoiberg, Harrison Barnes, and what a legacy he's leaving here. This 3 more home games after today for this young man.
Torre got it, rattles home the 3.
Very, very mature, precocious freshman. He's going to guard Peterson again. He's got 1 foul, so he's got to be judicious. Nice.
Back cut, Peterson, no call. Well, that's where this game is right here. It is physical, and that's the way TJ Otzelberger and company, that's the way they want it. And one of the things, you go to their practices, you'll hear the words collision used a lot, disruption. On the baseline, Buchanan.
TJ told us yesterday he's had some good players at that 5 spot, but Blake Buchanan, the Virginia transfer, is his best so far.
It's a 9-0 run. Marco Jackson here.
Yeah, a lot of disruption right now, John. That's
Peterson.
money. He ain't missing that one. I forecasted.
Yeah, you did.
He's not missing that one. Come on.
Yeah.
Now, when you watch Kansas do, and they're, other than Momcilovic, they're daring the Cyclones to shoot those shots.
Oh, and Bateman knocks it down.
But Bateman once made 15 threes in a high school game in a first half. It's a travel and a turnover. 5th turnover on Kansas.
Kansas, 10:06 to go, and it's Iowa State by 5.
John, what Darren Peterson's got to understand right now is that when he has the ball, the defense is collapsing. And he's got to understand there's going to be 2-3 bodies waiting for him, and he's got to give it up and get it back like we saw a couple possessions ago.
Well, Iowa State, T.J. Otzelberger talked about the importance of turning defense into offense. Here's Jefferson. That little jump hook wouldn't go. White pulls down the rebound. Joshua Jefferson averaging 17, 8, and 5. He does everything. Here's Peterson now, creating some space.
Keep your eye on Peterson, because when he inbounds the ball, that's usually the guy they'd like to get to, and Cyclone smelled it out immediately.
The last foul on Plata, that's his second. And Council knocks it down as he buries that one.
Yeah, he plays such winning basketball. That is not his strength, except when it really matters. You go back and think about NC State when no Peterson, he had 36, 9 threes.
Last game against Arizona, Council 23 points. He shot 25 times. Oh, and there's Bedunga, the swat. And out of bounds with 7 on the shot clock. Flory averaging just about 3 blocks a game.
Yeah, he's got great timing, John. He's really come into his own on that end of the floor. I think right now nationally, Chinaloo at Florida, Bedunga.
Yeah, Kyle Evans of UC Irvine is #1 in terms of blocks, and he's #2. Shot clock winding down. Lipsey didn't see it. Now he does. Lipsey finds space, hoists, and can't hit. And White has it. Kansas the other way. A chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. Council now. And Iowa State defense has been so active. Almost like there's 6 guys out there. Shot clock winding down. Peterson inside, puts it up. Offensive foul.
He's got to remember he's playing in crowds. Defense is set. And nothing wrong with the little pull-up right there.
And it's certainly a shot that he has.
Oh, he's got them all. But not with the defender waiting for him, right?
8:25 to go here, first half. And it's been physical thus far here at Hilton. Momcilovic. Iowa State, Lipsey. And they wave it off. Offensive foul.
I think they got Buchanan with an illegal screen.
Yep.
And you'll see big players doing this more and more. They'll seal their own man. Watch. Let's see what he got. I don't think so. No, not that one. Take a look. That is not a foul.
And that's 2 on Buchanan. So keep an eye on that. Both Plata and Buchanan with a pair of fouls apiece. So those bigs for Kansas. Bedunga and Plata out there playing with the 2 fouls. Council gets another triple.
Where would Kansas be without this guy? When Adrian Wojnarowski, the GM of St. Bonaventure, knew that he was visiting Kansas, he told then assistant Chase Buford, do not let him leave campus until he commits.
Momcilovic got it. He's got 4. Rosario, Council again, wow. And again he hits.
This is awesome.
Well, he had a game earlier this year against NC State where he hit 9 threes and had a career high 36. Already has 3 threes here today. It's been a flurry. Momcilovic. See if they can get Jefferson going. Bullies his way to the basket, no call.
He had the same issues in Lawrence. He has trouble scoring over length.
Lob! Council and Bidunga the throwdown, and Kansas by 4.
Why not? That's like the 16th lob he's set his big fella up this season.
I mentioned Bidunga, second in the nation in blocks. He's also second in dunks. Only Caleb Wilson has dunked the ball more. And there is Jefferson, and Joshua will go to the line, and a chance at a three-point play when we come back. In Ames, Iowa, this building opened in 1971. And it was then non-conference opponent Arizona on December 2nd, 1971. 14,267. And Iowa State got the win. All right, so speaking of Arizona, a peek at the Big 12 standings. Arizona, who later on will take on Texas Tech. I believe the great Dan Shulman and Jay Billis, along with Chris Button, will be calling that. But Houston and Arizona, they'll meet next Saturday. That's going to be fun. But Kansas and Iowa State, 9-2, 8-3. What a lead.
And then Houston goes to Kansas next Monday. I describe it as the Western Conference playoffs in the NBA.
Yes.
When you have this many teams at the top playing each other this late in the season.
And Jefferson, it's a three-point play. Josh will sit down. So Joshua Jefferson grabs a seat. Kansas by a point. Jackson gets some help from Bidunga. Council, meanwhile, is responsible for the last 11 Kansas points. Council inside. And played a big rebound.
Council played 40 minutes on Monday. I don't see him coming out tonight very long, if at all.
Bateman, ball fake at the basket, off the glass and in.
Very good freshman from Milwaukee. Part of that great Wisconsin connection Iowa State has always had.
Council fires off the mark.
This young man, Jamarion Bateman, has played a lot of minutes this year. Great finish at the rim, valedictorian at his high school.
And playing for a guy who hails from Wisconsin and TJ Otzelberger.
They've had a few through the years, that's for sure. It's been a great recruiting ground for TJ.
Iowa State by a point as we close in on the 5-minute mark here at Hilton Coliseum. Toure, left hand. Somebody got a piece of that. Played it, puts it in. And it's 23-20.
Rose have 3 freshmen out there right now.
White will try. Rebound, Bidunga, and the putback.
He is such a force, John. He's so much better than he was a year ago. You'd expect improvement, but he's at an All-American level the last month of the season.
We talked about the blocks, the rebounding. Tipped out of bounds. And Rick Crawford says it'll stay Iowa State.
Now, this is how you shoot 70%. You park yourself underneath the rim. He's got size. He's got athleticism. He's got a really good touch with that left hand this season.
Good left hand, good left foot for the former soccer player, Flory Bidunga. Lipsey will try, three-pointer. And Jefferson the rebound, Bateman. Got it! Jamarion Bateman knocks it down, he's got 8. Peterson off balance, wouldn't go. Lob up ahead. And Buchanan trying to save it. It goes out of bounds. Kansas basketball.
Yeah, a little too far. I would have probably slowed down if I were Tamin and try to find this guy in transition. 39% from the field as a freshman from behind the arc. He and Torrey are going to be terrific players here when they grow up.
Miller collects, kick to White.
Good look. Remember, Trey had 19 in that first game in Lawrence.
How about that? And one as Jefferson puts it home.
John, this is how you got to play Flory. You have to go at the bully on the block. You can't let him wait back there for you and knock it into the stands. That's how you do it. Not easy.
You got inside the top 14 between the Big 12 and the Big 10. Holy cow.
Monster.
10 of them.
Yep. Darren Peterson picked up a second foul, John. Minimal contact on that drive.
7-point Iowa State advantage is the biggest of the day. White with Momcilovic on him. Now Council.
Here comes that double. You got to get rid of it. And it's a foul.
And they get a bump.
Off the lane. Iowa State's going to come early with the double team, so you got to have your vision to the weak side of the floor because he's capable of making that pass.
Council pull-up jumper and the lane wouldn't fall. Under 3 to go. The lead is 7 for the Cyclones. Remember, Kansas thumped Iowa State, handed them their first loss earlier in the year. And on the baseline, Buchanan off the feed from Jefferson.
It's over and back.
Yeah, it's over and back.
Let's watch this now. Jefferson is their best passer at 6'8". And you see the little back cut here by Buchanan. Easy play. Jefferson, remember, 2 triple doubles this season. He has not played well in their 3 losses. 13 points, 43% from the field, but he's been very solid today.
Jay Otzelberger has been familiar with his work for a long time. He recruited him at UNLV. Momcilovic not able to hit.
Good contest by Trey White.
Badunga, as the double team comes, dribbles it out. And now Bateman knocks it away. Badunga comes up with it. Active hands. And it's Lipsey. Lipsey draws the foul.
You were right about that sign in the practice facility about collisions, because Tamin right here caused the collision by driving on a backpedaling defender. That's a Lipsey play right there.
Yeah, collision and disruption, the key words for TJ Otzelberger's group. Again, coming up tonight on ESPN at 6:30. Another good one in the Big 12, Arizona and Texas Tech.
This young man, John, has really literally sacrificed his body for this program. All sorts of injuries.
Yeah, last year he was dealing with that thumb,
shoulder before that. This league has some great OGs at the point guard spot. Council, Lipsey, Bradley. Young man Folks down at UCF has been tremendous.
Original gangsters?
OGs, old guys. Old guards, come on.
Almost a turnover, now it is. The defense from Iowa State has been absolutely suffocating.
What they're doing is they're doubling all low post entries and all pick and rolls away from the basket. Kansas has not adjusted yet.
It's a 10-0 Iowa State run. Kansas has turned it over 9 times. Turned it over 9 times. Iowa State's had a lot to do with that.
Yes, they have. You said disrupted. That's the word. Watch the traps in the post. They come quickly. You got to move the ball quickly. Out top, ball screen, double team. And you made a point earlier. When they're at their best, like Houston, they play like there's 6 defenders on the court.
Lipsey swings it. Jefferson. That one off the mark, but there's Buchanan. And one! The Virginia transfer crashes the offensive boards.
I didn't think the Cyclones could dominate the offensive glass today with Budunga and Tiller, but they certainly have. And that time Buchanan does his part. Watch him work inside and then finishing through a little bump there.
Three-point play for Blake Buchanan. Buchanan's got 9. Marco Jackson. Foul on Iowa State.
Awful early in the week, the worst they played all season. And certainly Kansas coming in on a high 8-game win streak. But we've seen in this league, when you play with desperation, especially at home, it gives you a huge advantage.
TCU did that against Iowa State earlier this week. TCU finished the game on a 12-0 run. For Kansas, their first free throw of the day. And Bryson Tiller makes the front end of the 1-and-1. .13-point Cyclone advantage. Tiller gets them both. Icy brings it up the court. Iowa State began the year 15-0 before Kansas handed them their first loss. Icy at the basket, knocked away. And it's out of bounds off of El Marco Jackson. 4 points, and he doesn't have a 3.
Yeah, and these freshmen have been terrific. We get a chance through the years in this league to see some great winners, you know. Devontae Graham, Frank Mason, Monte Morris. This kid's right up there with them.
Lipsey has the second free throw rattle out. Under a minute to go. The lead is 13 for the home team, the Iowa State Cyclones.
Got 2 for 1 right here. If you get it up by 40, shoot it.
Jackson fires.
Yep,
got it.
I like it. Good job. El Marco's been really solid for this team, and they should get an extra possession if they get the defensive rebound.
Momcilovic catch and shoot. And what do they have? Marquise Pettigrew saying Iowa State was out of bounds when they touched it last.
Hit off. Looks like it hit off Council's foot. Not reviewable.
I think the question, though, Marquise Pettigrew is saying Touré is contacting the basketball with his foot.
Then he's out.
Is out of bounds.
That's right. He's out.
There.
The call stands.
But fans don't complain about a guy shooting 63% from the foul line.
Basically a little more than a second different shot clock, game clock. Kansas will hold down 10. This first half has belonged to Iowa State and that physical, pesky defense.
There he goes, downhill. Oh boy.
Bounce, and they threw it away.
That's that pressure. If you're coming off a ball screen, Melvin, you're gonna get double teamed.
10 turnovers forced by Iowa State.
What you want to do here is just put your head down and go to the basket.
Momcilovic.
No.
And that is the way the first half will come to a close.
Coaches are worried about getting guys hurt because they don't want to scrimmage that much. And so you get hit over the head with a 2x4 when you see this defense in live action.
Lead inside, Jefferson, good hands. Council takes it away.
Josh has been very sloppy with the ball the last couple games. Good hands by Peterson.
So Jefferson coming off a season-high 6 turnovers at Kansas. White will try. It's blocked. White gets it back. Couple of ball fakes. That wouldn't go, and then he draws the foul.
Well, it's important for Trey White to get going in the second half. He's been rock solid for Kansas all year long. And in the last few years, John, with swing and misses with Timberlake and Storr and Griffin, Council and White have been two terrific plug-and-play guys.
Coming off that root canal that he had earlier in the week. White has not scored, and now he has. By the way, the foul on Buchanan, he's got 3 now, Fran.
And it's interesting, in the first half, John, he was a plus 17 in a 10-point game, so he had an impact.
White gets them both. Kansas is within 8. It's an Iowa State team that's playing its first-ranked opponent since December. It was December 6th when they knocked off #1 Purdue. Momcilovic.
Well, defensively, you have to know that Otts is going to get Milan a shot early in the second half, and you can't leave him that open.
Pass a little high, and Kansas turns it over. That's 11 turnovers.
Yeah, the last thing you tell your team coming out is be ready. They're going to get Momcilovic the ball to get him going, and that's just too easy right there. Good job of coaching by TJ Otzelberger.
The lead is 11. Now, as a team, they're a 40% three-point shooting team. A lot of it has to do with Momcilovic shooting 52 because everybody else is only at about 34%.
That's why you see so many blue shirts in the lane right now.
And Momcilovic, he's starting to feel it. His first 2 threes of the game. Peterson in Kansas looking to answer. The deficit is 14. Tiller lost the handle, knocked away. Plata has it.
Tiller's not used to this pressure, at least not today.
Lipsey. Timeout, Kansas.
Oh, this young guy shoots 52% from behind the arc, Momcilovic. Best in college basketball. You cannot leave him open. And then Lipsey, not so much, except when it really matters in crunch time.
Run, they lead it by 17. Kansas, biggest deficit of the year. Here today in attendance, Jeff Van Gundy. And he's connected with TJ Otzelberger. They're friends, and he's supporting the Cyclones today. An assistant in the NBA with the Clippers, sitting next to his wife, Ken.
All-star break, and he's in Ames, Iowa. It tells you about their friendship. He was at practice yesterday, and he's become a trusted advisor to TJ Otzelberger. That's better. That's better right there. Yep.
Tiller finding Bidunga, who is fouled and hit the deck. Oh, Peterson, kind of a lazy pass. Oh, they got a foul on Jefferson. That's going to be his 3rd.
It's a nickel dimer. I could see why, but Flory was already headed to the floor. Yeah.
Peterson to inbound again.
There's a double. Yeah. And what that is a cylinder foul.
Right.
They got called for this at TCU. And when you catch the ball as a player, you're supposed to be allowed to turn and make a basketball play. And they body you up, Iowa State, and that's a good call.
Yeah, they're one of those teams that kind of, they force the refs to enforce that rule.
Right. Yep.
Peterson jumper, that wouldn't fall. Well, Peterson here today, just 5 points, back in the lineup after missing Monday's win against Arizona at home. He's dealing with flu-like symptoms. Lipsey.
Here's the problem. Kansas is basically playing a zone. They're backing off everybody but Momcilovic, and Lipsey's made him pay.
Iowa State went 3 for 16 in the first half from 3. They're 4 for 4 in the second half from 3. Speaking of threes, Peterson contested, knocks it down.
Well, it's good to see him playing in the second half of any game. And maybe he can save Kansas's bacon the next few minutes.
Tip, but a foul on Kansas.
Remember, Tamin shoots in that 33-34% range. Well, in fact, this year it's 27. And Kansas is just backing off. Watch. And then the one guy you don't want to back off is Darren Peterson, because he can get it going. Switch, money.
That last foul on Trey White, his third. Peterson on the season shooting 42% for 3. Iowa State has played great defense here today. They get it into Plata. Now Lipsey. Lipsey puts it on the floor. That one rejected. Plata grabs it.
Oh, great job by Flory. What a closeout.
Winding down. Momcilovic. Whoa. Peterson draws the foul at the other end. The lead is 20.
John, this is as good a defense as you can play. Take a look. He did this as a freshman and won a couple games. Watch this. Wow.
Iowa State's success in the first half. Here in the second half, it really has been.
Well, absolutely, and it's not just this guy who is the best three-point shooter in the country, and he's been on fire, but how about Tamin Lipsey? Bateman in the first half, Lipsey in the second half, and the one constant all season long. Watch this shot. And Monday night, John, Houston's going to come to town, and that young man, Momcilovic, gave Kelvin Sampson his first Big 12 loss on a shot similar to that, a fadeaway. It wasn't a three. But what a shooter this young guy is.
Peterson knocks down the free throw. Yeah, Big Monday comes your way. 9 Eastern right here from Hilton Coliseum. Houston and Iowa State, number 3 and number 5. Peterson now at 10, but it's an 18-point advantage for the Clones. Momcilovic. Shot clock under 10. Whoa, Bateman. All right.
That's what he does. That's what he does. That's why he's here. 15 threes in a half of a high school game. Think about that. This is good D.
Peterson will try.
Better O. I really like the way Bateman played that.
You can hear the crowd oohing and eyeing, thinking that Bateman was going to hoist it up. Played up.
Young man from Milwaukee. His brother was a terrific player, now playing in Spain. Look at that range. These freshmen, Plata and Torre and Bateman, have been just tremendous today.
Plata can't hit the second. The lead is 21 for Iowa State. Peterson, that wouldn't fall.
Boy, how good is Plata? He's battling.
Torre, high off the glass and in. Killian Torre. Peterson, a little bit strong. And now Council. McDowell will try. Tiller the rebound.
Foul.
And they get the foul on Bateman.
Borders camp, and he called his close friend T.J. Otzelberg and said, I have a kid that's perfect for you.
Council back out. Bedunga.
Nice.
He's got more comfortable offensively.
Exactly, John.
Laurie with 8 points, but Kansas on the short end, I'll say. All Iowa State, they lead it by 21.
Got 3 freshmen out there. I mentioned it earlier.
Torre. Seven for the freshman. Council, nice move off the glass, wouldn't go. Bedunga's follow wouldn't fall, and then Council finally cleans it up and puts it in.
Jefferson and Lipsey getting a much needed rest right now.
Momcilovic into the paint. Torre, corner 3. That wouldn't go. Heisey rips it down.
Did you see that defense? That's what this young man does. He is an outstanding defender.
Kansas has shot 38% from the floor.
Got a TV coming, so they're going to slow it down.
Momcilovic. What a second half for Milan Momcilovic. 4 threes. And they're 7 of 8 as a team in the second half from beyond the arc. McDowell trying to answer. Bedunga grabs it and puts it in.
Both teams just trying to get to the TV timeout to catch their breath.
Break in the action, 11:23 to go here in this one. Milan Momcilovic having a huge second half with 4 3-pointers. Kansas has been hit by a cyclone. It was anticipated that that matchup was going to be heated, and it obviously has.
Yeah,
I hate seeing that.
A lot of tentacles there. Rick Pitino, formerly the coach of Providence.
Lipsey, Buchanan, got to get something off. Buchanan. Kansas has won 8 straight, but they're going to have to rally big to extend that winning streak. They're down 22. Jackson inside. It hit underneath the backboard. I think it clipped the Iowa State player, so it stays with Kansas.
And I'll tell you, Blake Buchanan, he's been outstanding today, John. He really has.
All 9 of his points in that first half. Paduga tracks down the loose ball.
That's what we call a deflection right there. It's not a steal, but it disrupts the offense.
Shot clock winding down. Jackson spinning, shooting, hitting.
But Marco's been healthy this year. He has really given Bill Self a lift off the bench.
Yep.
He's only a sophomore.
Lipsey will try. And that one chipped, and it ends up with Paduga. Kansas the other way, down 20. And they get a foul on Iowa State. Jackson at the line. If Kansas is going to come back, maybe the fact that they'll be shooting the rest of the way factors in. Kansas has only committed a couple of fouls, so maybe use that to their advantage. But Jackson can't hit, and Iowa State with the ball up 20.
If Kansas comes back, they're going to have to unlock this Cyclone defense, which has been suffocating. And they've done it without Jefferson going to town.
Joshua Jefferson. Off the mark, Tiller. Loose ball, Buchanan.
That's a Lipsey play.
Jefferson inside.
That's what TJ Otzelberger will call a Lipsey play. Just a poke of the ball loose, ends up in 2 points.
Tiller has it, spins it off the glass. Closing in on 9 to go. And the Cyclones. Jefferson gets deep position. Up and under, and he draws the foul.
Freshman year at Ames High School, and obviously TJ Otzelberger, no dummy.
And Joshua Jefferson playing in this game.
And 8 out of 20 nationally, so that tells you something right there about this league.
Well, you talk about player of the year in Ken Palm's individual player ratings. Cam Boozer is #1. Joshua Jefferson is #2.
Nationally, yes. And because he does so many things.
They look at players' value to his team and, of course, the quality of the team. And so more valuable players on good teams get rated higher. But Jefferson's offensive efficiency has a lot to do with it. And then the fact that he just has a large role in impacting things by rebounding, by shooting at a high clip, by passing.
We would call that a high usage rate.
That one poked away.
Right now, Marco Jackson has been really aggressive.
Feed inside, Tiller, left hand wouldn't fall, but he will go to the line. So Tiller at the line. Bryson Tiller, kid from Atlanta, 67% free throw shooter. Kansas as a team, very good from the line, 76%. You're playing in physical games and you're not knocking down your free throws.
Yep, no question. This young guy, John, he'll probably test the waters because of his size and his age. The NBA waters, that is. But I expect Bryson Tiller next year to be one of the best young players in the country, really, the way he's come on. He was a high school star, missed his high school senior year, but he's going to be excellent.
Torre. That one rattles out. Kansas down by 17.
I like the aggressiveness, but not sure that you want to shoot it that quickly.
Council puts it on the floor, gets a step, and throws it down. Melvin Council Jr.
Kansas has created a little bit of momentum. They're going to need a lot more, but they're chipping away. A lot of time left.
Heisey. Well, Nate Heisey, just 28% on 3 on the year, but there he knocks down the triple. And a foul on the Cyclones. All Iowa State here at Hilton. Well, this is what Iowa State has against the AP Top 25. We mentioned early in the year against Purdue and St. John's, taking on Kansas here today. Remember when Kansas knocked off Iowa State, that was when they had fallen out of the top 25.
That's right, and Iowa State was 15-0.
Yeah, they were number 2.
And I would say if you're a fan of the top 5 teams in the league, relax if your team loses a game on the road to another highly ranked team. It's not going to affect your net or your seed line because smart basketball people are taking all of this into account.
Jackson can't hit. Loose ball. Lipsey. What do you got? And they're going to get a push on Elmarco Jackson. I don't know for you, but that game doesn't tell me anything about Arizona.
Absolutely. You know what? It takes the pressure off them. It really does. It's hard to go into the postseason undefeated. I don't think Tommy Lloyd wanted to lose that game, but I don't think he lost any sleep at all over that.
It's a really good team. Heisey had it blocked. Cole Rosario into the game, pulls up. That jumper wouldn't fall, tipped out of bounds, and it's off Flory Bedunga.
And I saw him last summer at the NBA PA Top 100, and he was ferocious. I think he just needs to get his feet wet in this league.
Yeah, he's lost his way a little bit because remember, he was starting early. He started 6 straight games the beginning of the year and then kind of went into witness protection and now finding some minutes in the Big 12, but not like he was early in the year.
The ball movement.
Shot clock winding down. Lipsey and a foul. The top of the list.
Yeah, no, he's a daredevil.
Yeah,
and it's why he's gotten hurt so much in his career. He plays so hard, and I didn't expect him to be this impactful coming in.
Bateman can't hit. Lipsey's lucky he didn't get a foul charged, and now a foul on Kansas.
That was like a hockey check right there on Heisey, which he's used to because right now his sister is over in Milan playing hockey for the United States Olympic team. How's that segue?
Very nice. His sister Taylor, who scored a goal the other day against Finland.
Basketball family, however. Mom and Dad played college basketball out of Lake City, Minnesota.
Bateman, step back, high arcing shot. And ultimately tracking it down is Caden Dawson.
Foul, pushed him.
Flory not able to hit.
Flory told me last week, John, that he spoke 4 languages when he came to the United States in Kokomo, Indiana, but English was not one of the 4. So now he's up to 5 and came here as an academic exchange student. He's turned out to be obviously an outstanding player who will play at the NBA level someday, maybe soon.
It's been fun watching him develop. Played it, gives off Bateman. Iowa State with the ball up by 16. Heisey. And Bedunga able to grab it. Kansas the other way.
Running out of time. They need like a 10-0 run right now.
Rosario can't spin it home, but he draws the foul. Late call from Chris Pacey.
And he doesn't get to the line a lot for a kid who's so rugged.
Freddie, I believe the word we're looking for is ignominious.
Oh, in Brooklyn, it's ignominious. Okay?
All right.
I went to BC too, Brooklyn College. That's the 7th free throw, I believe, this season. And this young man's got to play with more force next year, and later this year. He's going to be a good player.
Well, the tools are there, right?
Yes.
Because when he's on, he can do athletic stuff. He's got great hops, and then there's also the ability to shoot it.
Totally.
Remember Christian Brown, people at the beginning of the year were, making a comp there as Tamin Lipsey comes to say hi.
Well, Christian took 3 years.
Yeah, it didn't happen right away for him.
I asked a friend of mine who's an NBA scout. He saw Kansas practice that year, 21-22, and I said, "How's Kansas?" He said, "It's like a Kansas City AAU team. Agbaji, Brown, Harris, and all that Kansas City AAU team was win a national title with David McCormick, who was outstanding that year."
Jaden Dawson rebounds the miss. Kansas down 14.
There you go.
There's Rosario. No call that time.
But I like the aggressiveness.
Yes.
Yep. And El Marco, I mentioned a couple times, El Marco Jackson's been their best player in the second half.
Momcilovic. Council grabs it. Council hesitated for a second, able to hang and hit. And there's Melvin with a big bucket, and all of a sudden, it's a dozen.
And John, Kansas doesn't press much, but when they have through the years, it's very effective. I expect to see that full court pressure coming soon.
The 12-3 Jayhawks run. And a foul on El Marco Jackson. The lead is a dozen. We'll come back to final 3:56.
Back to Boog and Fran and Ames.
All right, guys. Joshua Jefferson. And this is the front end of the 1-and-1.
John, the door's open, buddy. The door is open.
Last time Kansas was within single digits, they trailed 37-29. Dawson here. Dawson tried to lob. Badunga got bumped. Dawson will try. Can't hit.
Jaden Dawson is a very good shooter at Loyola. He has not really ever gotten on track this season, and hard to ask him to come into a game right there and knock down a three.
Almost able to step in the passing lane and collect that steal.
You got to really slow the game down now.
Number 6 LSU. It's all coming your way tonight on ABC.
70% foul shooter. I just wanted to mention real quick, I think TCU has a chance to play their way into the NCAA tournament, knocking off Iowa State, Florida.
Well, right now on the outside looking in. But
yep, making noise.
Yep. Point game. No Peterson, no Chiller, no White on the court for Kansas.
Same thing now. You got 13 points. You want to use about 25 seconds of possession unless you get an easy layup.
Momcilovic. And Badunga able to pull it down. Flory inside. And that shot was blocked.
That was a great wall up right there. Was that Momcilovic?
Yeah.
Really good job. Flory doesn't usually miss those bunnies.
Iowa State has used a ferocious defense here today. And they've led by double figures for most of it. Buchanan to throw down. First points in the second half for Blake. He's had a heck of a game. Bidunga couldn't put it home. Out of bounds, and it's Kansas basketball.
Well, you know, if you're going to get the ball inside, you're going to get double teamed. Watch the help come. And when it comes, you got to rotate down from the backside. Nobody does it. And Buchanan, probably one of the unsung heroes today, John, for TJ Otzelberger.
9 first-half points for the Virginia transfer, Blake Buchanan.
Lives in a beautiful part of the country, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Iowa State with 5 players in double figures. Under 90 seconds to go. The lead is 15 for the Cyclones.
We were at practice yesterday, and I said, what do you think about tomorrow? He said, if we play well, we'll win by 15. I said, why? He goes, because they beat us by 18, and we can't win in Allen Fieldhouse, and if we play well, they're not going to beat us at Hilton. And TJ was exactly right.
Momcilovic. For Milan Momcilovic. Jackson can't hit. Jefferson. And Iowa State. As Jefferson will go to the line.
Well, the one guy, John, that's been missing in action today, we know he was sick all week, is this guy.
Yeah, Darren Peterson played 24 minutes.
Didn't practice much early in the week. I would say this. We know he's a great player. We know he's had some injuries. I think he's going to be an outstanding pro. But don't compare him to Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. And that's unfair anyway. He could be Booker. He could be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He could be his mentor, C.J. McCollum. I just want to see him play at his best the rest of the season.
Immense scrutiny on him. There's no question.
But that goes with the territory. And if you're the #1 pick in the NBA draft, you're going to have the scrutiny on you every night. I hope he gets completely healthy so we can see him. But he also saw a defense that he's not used to seeing in high school.
Dawson can't hit. Jefferson rebounds, and Iowa State. The Cyclones handed their first loss of the year after starting 15-0. They went to Lawrence and got thumped here today. The Clones returned the favor in Ames. TJ Otzelberger and the Iowa State Cyclones with the win. 74-56 is our final. Coming up next on ABC, the college hoop action continues. 25th ranked Kentucky taking on number 14 Florida. But for now, we will send it back to the studio.